We are back in the recording studio. Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the RB podcast. The Radical Broccoli podcast.
Yes.
We are
warmly welcome.
Delighted to be here today. A joint episode with me and Anette. And a big one coming for you today. We are gathering, I feel like, our most important learnings and teachings in life into this episode in order to make it something that will move you today. Deeper into your heart, give you more hope in your life, open up your eyes, and make you believe like, yes, I can do that thing. And that feeling is the best feeling ever, if you ask me.
Yes.
When you finally overcome your own hinders, your own obstacles.
Yeah.
So today we're going to dive into everything: subconscious mind, limiting beliefs, our programming, our nervous system and heart, and how can we change into becoming that person that we actually truly really are on the highest frequency of divine level of human.
Whoa.
No biggie.
Yeah. No biggie. It's definitely going to be an episode where you just want to be very present and focused and tune in.
Yes.
Because really what I've found is that these shifts and transformation, it's not like this huge thing. It happens in these micro moments. It's where you suddenly stop where you usually had a reaction and you make a different choice.
Yes.
Or you can meet yourself in a different way, or you can hear yourself talking to yourself differently, whereas you might have been able to criticize yourself before. So, and these are things that can happen, today.
Yes, I'll give you a very fresh example actually. I've had a couple of rough nights sleep-wise, just waking up so many times with my son, by myself, couldn't fall asleep again. Morning comes around and I'm like, I'm so grumpy. I'm so tired. And in my mind, I want to say that this is going to be a terrible day. That's the instinct, to protect myself, to already just say it, claim it, declare it.
Yeah, so you don't have to be disappointed when it happens.
Exactly. But what I have caught myself in very early in those slumbering moments when you're slowly waking up, that's when I am in the subconscious state. The mind is very shiftable. We can tell it things and it will listen. I really try to tell myself, it's okay. This is going to be a beautiful day. You're going to be fine. If you need to take some rest, you can take some rest. But this is not going to be a terrible day. It's going to be a great day. Maybe even your best day ever.
Wow.
And then something happens. Something really does happen. And that's when the prefrontal cortex sends out the signal to the rest of the mind like, okay, guys, we have a task here. You need to prove this new belief. And it's a bit nerdy, but it really helps me. Because I have this, as we're going to talk about, programming of waking up and being in the state of stress, confusion, bad mood, just like a bit of a haze. And I know the value of changing it right then and there. And I also pair it often with another trick that I know that you have sent me, which is as soon as you wake up, put a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly and just tell yourself that it's safe. You're safe. Your nervous system is safe. Your body is safe. Everything is okay. And it really does something to my whole being, because otherwise I wake up and like, trying to scan what's happened, something must be wrong or something.
Yeah.
Looking to kind of rush out of bed. And with these two new shifts, I've seen not only me, but also my son, we suddenly just snuggle in bed a bit longer. And it's so cute. Like he doesn't rush downstairs like he normally would. We just lay there, we cuddle, we chat. Sometimes we read a book and we take it really, really slow those first moments of the day.
Mm.
And it sets a completely different tone.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a fresh one.
That's really huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also find that the mornings are the most kind of tender moments.
Mm.
And yeah, same. I've struggled. My son is such a type B, like he just doesn't want to go to bed early.
Mm.
And yesterday was one of those days where I was like, okay, he's run, he's played football. He only napped 1 hour in the day. He was up early. Like he ate a lot. I was just like, this is my night. I know he's gonna fall asleep around 7, 8. And no, he pushed it more and more and more and more. And it was like round one, round two, round three. And
Oh
I was
God.
starting to be like 10:30. And the house was a mess. And I really wanted to go into the anger and like the warrior, the like swords up, like, I want to fight everybody today because I can't handle more.
Mm.
And then it's like, okay, what is it that I really need in this moment? Because the fight is really that we want to be somewhere else than where we are.
Yeah. We just want it to be over.
Yeah.
Done.
And it's like, okay, can we just enjoy this moment? Can we just be here? Like what I actually did after round two, round three, I just played with him, purely present. We started reading a book, and then, of course, his nerves calmed down. And it's not like I blast his nerves otherwise. It's not, he doesn't watch TV or like, I don't activate him in the night, but I can feel that when I go into a lot of resistance, of course, that's what he picks up on.
Mm.
And
He's just mirroring you big time.
yeah, so I just really stayed present. And I was like, I actually don't have anywhere to rush in the morning. I can take all the time in the world. I just like I'm gonna miss this time so much. And there's just these small shifts where you can just really turn a moment around
Yeah.
instead of going like, oh, this has happened so much. I'm so tired. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm
Yes.
so, like I need my sleep.
Yeah.
And again, it's like these tiny moments where you just surrender to what's going on. And then, I woke up this morning feeling super rested. We slept for 10 hours.
Mm.
He didn't wake up a single time. And
Wow.
um, and if I really am honest, I'm like, I'm fine. Yes, maybe there's a part of me that is kind of overwhelmed, but it's like I'm not gonna go and criticize her. I'm just gonna make her more space. Maybe she
Yeah.
needs more help, more organization, something. But then it's like instead of ruining my whole mental health, I can meet that part and be like, okay, how can we work together?
Yeah.
How can I just accept this moment? Maybe I need to be a bit mad. Maybe I need to go
Yeah.
scream in a pillow. Maybe I need to get out some frustration. Maybe I need to ask my mom if she can pick him up today. It's like then you can meet that part so much more in love, basically,
Yeah.
instead of, yeah,
In war.
because if you, yeah, in war, and because I've done it the opposite way for so many years, not with him, but like in other things in life. And what that does is like it raises cortisol, it magnifies the stress, it points, it's like all of your power leaks out because it's like everybody else's fault
Yeah.
and doesn't give you any room to look within, like, okay, but what is this in me?
Yeah.
And if you don't shift in, then it's impossible to actually see, like, okay, but how can I, like, what's the magic in this moment for me?
Mm. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it can be so small, but again, so big.
Yeah. It's very much in the day to day that we meet these. subconscious looping programs that we
Yeah.
have.
Mm.
And today we want to get a bit clear for everyone and break it down what these different things mean so that we can empower you in the biggest way possible to change these things in the way that's most beneficial for you.
Yeah.
So this is all about becoming more of the person that you are,
Mm.
more loving, more accepting. It doesn't mean never going to be angry, never going to be frustrated, never going to be triggered. No, it means holding space always for that comes up. And sometimes,
Mm.
as you say, you need to get everything out,
Mm.
all the frustration. But it's about starting slowly to change our programming, which in turn will change that inner dialogue. And it changes the lens of how you look at yourself in the situation.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So to bring a bit of context, we just launched a new course,
Yes.
Love Your Body.
Yes.
And it's been one of our biggest launches. So
For
it's been
sure.
a real expanding, beautiful experience for both of us. You've done all the back end, all the things that people don't see. Um,
Well, let's see.
and yeah, they
Yeah.
see the result, but they don't see you sitting
The
there.
work.
And
No.
yeah. And and I've kind of delivered the context because it's based on my life experience and my story. And we just had such a beautiful masterclass last week. The
Mm,
energy was
unreal.
incredible. And we got so many messages, like, wow, this changed so much. This shifted me. I feel like I love myself differently. It's
Mm.
incredible just in 1.5 hour, 2 hours, how much can change.
Yeah. Yeah, that
And
was wild. That was wild.
yeah,
It
it
really
was
was.
such a
It was a
moment.
portal.
It was a portal.
Yeah. And this
Uh,
course is, of course, about the body, but it is very, very much about the topics that we're talking about today
yes,
of our mind and can be
yes.
applied to any topic in your life.
Exactly. So we both have such different life paths, but we have similar approaches to how we kind of solve our problems in a way, or our like things. And what you will learn in this course is really like how you think it's about the body. You think it's about, not loving yourself, or not looking in the mirror and being happy with what's reflected back, or there's women who describe this constant feeling uncomfortable in myself, comparing myself to other, never feeling like my body is on my team, illness showing up, this showing up. And I recognize myself in absolutely all of it. Like it's so valid. And what we teach in this course is really how it's not about the body, which is so mind blowing because both of us, when we used to face issues, of course, we would go straight to like the symptoms or the issue
Mm.
and try to work around to solve everything when there's actually another way.
Yeah.
And we wanted to touch deeper upon that in this podcast, just to give you like a bigger taste of what is waiting for you inside this course and how much is possible to shift when you start shifting on the inside and when you tap into love. And yeah, I always, when I talk about it, come back to this Marianne Williamson's or Course in Miracle quotes, like, we're just a shift in perception is a miracle.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's about. It is a return to love. It is just a shift, a small shift in perception. That is a miracle.
Mm.
And that creates a miracle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of the best podcast episodes we make. And also that, when you enter inside the course and you just step into, you're also taking it.
Yes.
How do you feel
Absolutely.
like for the first when you stepped into it?
I feel amazing. Honestly, I feel so inspired. I truly feel, honestly, like I really, really love my body. I really love
Mm,
it. It's been years and years and years in the making of coming to this place where I honor it so much through motherhood, through So many years of comparison, not feeling good enough, low self-worth, gut issues, anxiety. I've been so much in war with myself. And now when I tune in, I'm like, I really love you. I really love you, buddy.
Mm.
So I'm still taking this course because I want to see like what else is there for me. There's always more, right? I can love
Mm.
myself even more. And there's always more ways that I can apply this knowledge because it is so universal to every aspect of life.
Mm.
And sometimes I will have periods where I feel more challenged.
Yeah.
But to give an example of what you were just saying, that the shift of perception is a miracle, I feel like this can resonate for many. When I was dealing with a lot of gut issues, actually, combination with anxiety and burnout and everything, it was basically my whole body alarming. Like, you need a lot of care and love. But I zoomed in on the gut issues. And I was like, oh, my stomach is so achy. I'm so bloated. This is like the biggest thing in my life. And I completely let it consume me. I became that problem. That became me. I was a person who just had so much stomach pain at that time in my life. I canceled events, I canceled things, I didn't want to do anything, didn't feel like I fit into my clothes, was doing all the research, started taking a lot of good steps to improve gut health, but was stuck in the problem. I didn't allow myself to go to the level of being healed because I didn't know. I didn't know the power of the mind. So I stayed in the perception that something was wrong. I was fixing it, but that was where I was. So I kept staying there. Something is
Mm.
wrong and I'm fixing it for quite a while until I learned from our beautiful, powerful teachers that you need to already be this healed version. What does she do? Does she cancel events because she's feeling poorly? Does she constantly think about this? Does she get overconsumed with problems? Or does she focus on living her best life, healing, nervous system regulation, and of course, in relation with really untying some knots of some of my biggest fears? This was what's sitting in my gut, right?
Mm.
A lot of emotional stuff. So then I started to be able to step into the life without this, right? In freedom. And then slowly but surely the physical followed. So I hope that makes sense as an example that someone can use,
Mm.
that I've applied on basically everything that's been really, really bothering me like this.
Mm.
And the physical will always take a little bit longer. It's important to remember. We can
Yeah.
change in the other dimension, the fifth, the fourth. The
Mm.
third is the physical dimension. So give it some time to catch up with what you're creating in your field.
Mm. Yeah, and I just want to also acknowledge being in that space is so hard.
Yeah, really.
It's so hard because there's a reason you're there. You don't know necessarily the next steps, but it's like I say, I feel like 1 million times in the course, like you have to believe that it's possible.
Yeah.
Because if you don't believe, your mind and you won't be open to allowing in other possibilities.
No.
So that, and I feel like it is the reason why we get stuck in those ruts for a very long time. And I also think that, that's so valid and understandable. And I've also been there so much with my health. I mean, I struggled for 6 years with
Yeah.
hormonal health. So it's just like it's so understandable, and the pain and the shame and the frustration that
Yeah.
that happens when you feel physically out of it.
Mm.
And then allowing yourself to open up like, okay, but what if there is another way out of this?
Yeah. So there was two very powerful things that really pulled me through. It was one, seeing other people having done it,
Mm.
having healed similar things, expand
How did you
me.
see that? Like, how did you find that?
I just tried to start looking for inspiration. because your mind is kind of craving proof. And that's why maybe the most challenging part is to believe that you can heal some of these things. Because what if there is no proof, no evidence out there? Maybe you have to become the first person. That takes a lot of mental strength. And then, what was the second thing I was going to say? Yeah, it is, of course, always coming back to, of course, love your body, being kind in the process.
Yeah.
Yes, I was struggling physically. And on top of that, I was so hard on myself. Why have you let yourself get to this place? You should work harder and to figure out faster. You're blah, blah, blah. I can't even remember now the self-talk, but I can tune into the feeling of it not being very nice on top
Yeah.
of being physically challenged. And we live with these beautiful human bodies that we constantly need to figure out how they function and operate optimally in this very, very fast modern world.
Yeah.
And sometimes they pick up on imbalances and things and they get thrown off. Sometimes because of our subconscious programming, sometimes because of our environment, and a combination of things. And it's not for us to become even more at war with ourselves in that. So let's give some good definitions to our listeners and also our viewers. We're on YouTube. For those who want to see our faces today, we are accidentally matching in like a fall tone of brown.
I wonder what like the color brown signifies.
I think it's a very grounded color of connecting with the earth and very much fall,
Yeah.
slowing down, like going more inwards. But it's still a warm color with
Yeah.
kindness. So let's just make it really, really digestible and explain what is our subconscious mind.
Yeah.
So it is the part of the mind that is said to run 95% of our life, basically everything else than the conscious mind. So our conscious mind is said to run about 5% of the show with our critical thoughts, our logical thinking, and then we have under this iceberg that's sticking up all of our authentic thoughts, our beliefs, our patterns, our emotional imprints that run the rest.
Memory.
And it sounds maybe a little bit scary, but I think it's the coolest thing in the world to get to know your subconscious mind. And it is said to be formed mostly before we are 7, but I think that newer science is showing that we're quite formable up until our teens, even up to our 20s. And by the time now we are in our 30s, we're pretty much, very much programmed. And so
Yeah.
the subconscious mind is said to be the invisible but extremely powerful part running most of our lives. For example, a very, very simple and relatable example is growing up with a parent who's like, that's expensive, money doesn't grow on trees. So that is subconscious programming of lack. It's so common. I think it's way more common than a subconscious programming of abundance. And it is a topic that most of us have to work our way through as we decide to grow as humans. And we're like, why do you have all these money blocks? Well, you can look at your subconscious programming and what you grew up around with money.
Yeah, and I think it's worth noting that I reference to her all the time, but M on the Brain is the first person I feel like described the subconscious in such a good way, but it's different parts of the brain. So
Yes,
it's like the default mode network, the amygdala, the dopamine system, reticular activate system, the gut-brain connection, the vagus nerve, the nervous system. So
yes,
it's like all of these different parts that work together to constantly reaffirm your identity, to constantly make sure that your reality matches your programming.
yes,
So, like, the whole job of the subconscious is like, okay, but money does not grow on trees. So we will do anything to make sure that her reality matches that belief.
Yes, exactly.
And that can be that can be like frustrating, but it can also be so cool to know because it's like, oh, so all I can do is change the programming to like life is abundant and I have time and money is actually kind of easy
Yeah.
and I'm a good person, I can attract it. Yes, then your brain will actually start to work towards reaffirming that reality and you will
Yeah.
start to see new things, new opportunities, new people. Suddenly you will just be open in a brand new way.
Exactly. So it's important to know that the subconscious mind isn't just one part, as you're saying. It's a network of different parts. So we need to know how to hack the different parts, which is what M is teaching us so beautifully. I actually want to go through the different parts really quickly, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really enlightening. So in your course and in the masterclass, you talk about the default mode network, which is also the internal narrative, how you describe yourself in the world. Like, I am a poor person, or I am a person who always blah, blah, blah. I never do that. I would never skydive. Things like this is directly from our default mode network. And it predicts the future based on who we have identified ourselves as in the past. So if we want to quantum leap, we need to know how to quiet the default mode network sometimes and create a new version of us who isn't basing herself on the past. Isn't that incredible?
Yes, it is absolutely incredible. And I recognize this so much in different clients, but there's all like you always see some just don't like they have this, for example, with payments, do you pay in full or do you pay part in
Payment
part? And
plan.
I sometimes pay in a payment plan, but it's like I know with myself, and that's in those moments where I'm like, I'm in lack. I don't
Mm,
fully trust in myself and my capability. And I
mm.
know the times where I'm just like, I go all in. It just gives like also signal to
Yeah,
myself. Like I'm in this identity. I know that I can do it.
yeah,
And I'm not trying to shame anybody. I really, really don't want to shame anybody. I also do payment plans and I have been in every single situation when it comes to money.
yeah,
But I've also seen like what happens when I dare to step into an identity of myself where that is abundant.
yeah, exactly.
But it's so scary because you're standing kind of on this line where you're like, is it true? Is it true? Am I gonna fail? Am I gonna fail?
Yeah.
So it's like really about how do you, yeah, tell me more about the default mode network. Like how do we quiet it? How do we change it? How do we
Yeah.
dare to trust like that it can
We,
actually change?
yes, exactly. You're saying the exact things of how to hack the default mode network. And first and foremost, we need to learn to practice to quiet it. It's constantly babbling about who we are and who we are not, more than that, especially when we stand upon expansion and change. It's like, no, you're not the person who goes solo backpacking. Just forget it.
Yeah.
Meditation is an amazing way to quiet the default mode network. Visualization also, because visualization is practicing seeing in the future a different reality.
Yeah.
So it's like giving your default mode network a preview into the identity that you want to become.
And we have some pretty amazing modules on this in the course, actually, like about meditation. And I go like really deep into what happens in meditation and also in visualizations. And then
Yeah.
there will be these practices where we actually shift our identity together.
Yes, exactly. So it's a, this is why they always say, you've probably heard this, it's not about what you're going to do, but it's about who you're going to be. If you're like, oh, I want to change my relationship with my body. It's not about all the tasks you're going to do to get there. It's about who are you going to become? Who is the healed version of you? You can ask yourself that question. Who is the version of me who does that thing or achieves
Yeah.
that thing, reaches that goal? And we check in with each other all the time on this when it comes to our business and keep each other inspired to be like, hey, remember to be that person who is that thing so that we can
Yeah.
reach that goal. And it freaking works.
Yeah. Yes, every time we do something new in our business where, I mean, how many times have we invested in ourselves, for example?
Yeah.
And
Gazillion
it's
times.
all, yes, and it's always this right before you're like, is it work? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? I need to know that it's gonna work before I do it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like this anger before, like this, how is this person gonna prove that I am capable of doing that thing? You know, it's like, and I recognize this before every single jump. It's also when I launched this course, I could feel that my nervous system had to expand in order for me to hold all the energy because honestly, there were so many more people that signed up than kind of it just it was just more than I maybe thought in a way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I really could see the parts of me that just wanted to like self-sabotage or
Yeah. Shut down.
get overwhelmed, shut down my heart, stay on the screen, doom scrolling, doing things that I know would kind of ruin my energy. And part of me did jump into it and dip the toe there. And I could just feel like there's part of my nervous systems that were in a bit of a survival mode because it's like, how can I hold all of this little me, you know?
Yeah.
And I see this every single time. And for me, it's also such a good sign because it means like I'm stepping into a new identity. I'm stepping into a new part of me.
Yeah.
So what I do in those moments, it's like I don't criticize myself for failing or doing the thing. I'm like, this is such a good sign. I know that you're feeling this and that, but I will carry you through it. If you need help, you will get help. Just know that I'm so proud of you. Like I really learned how to talk to this fear.
Yeah.
And have you ever experienced that, like right before you do something scary, or it's like you almost you want it, but you kind of have this battle within yourself, like right in the moment as it's happening.
Yeah. 100%. I feel like every time I invest in coaching or healing or hypnosis or something that I know is going to upgrade me and take a leap, I'm in the biggest doubt ever. Suddenly my whole brain shuts down and I'm like, I don't know who I am. Why am I doing
Yeah.
this? I'm wasting money. And everything just wants to run in the other direction. Even though for a while it's been like very clear, this is very aligned, it's very much in my heart. I want this.
Yeah, it's like, and you think about it every day.
Yeah. So it's
I
really
also,
funny.
yeah, and I feel like just to relate it to other things, it can also happen before going on a trip, like
Yeah.
buying the plane tickets. How often has it happened that, your card doesn't work or the internet just shuts down when you're
Yeah.
gonna buy the ticket? It's almost
Oh, a
like
lot.
you're just manifesting chaos because
Yeah.
you can't hold the excitement or the newness of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Suddenly the payment doesn't come through.
Yeah.
It's happened actually, now that I think about it, so many times when I've booked like winter getaways where I always feel like, ah. So let's move on to the reward system. Dopamine.
Yes.
This is a highly subconscious system responsible for our dopamine release. And oh my gosh, our dopamine release and our reward system are so blasted in 2025.
Yeah.
We get so much stimulus from social media. We get a little release of dopamine from every like, every comment, every new thing, every new ping, every message. And this kind of leaks out the real dopamine in life, as I know that you have been talking about also in the course and also in on our Instagram.
Yeah, it's
But
like cheap dopamine.
yeah, but the amazing thing, we can hack this. We can shift this one too. And we've actually already touched upon how we do this, but let's get even more clear. So to reset our reward system in our subconscious mind, First of all, of course, we need to remove that cheap dopamine. I'm not saying social media needs to go completely, but put it away in your very sacred morning and evening hours. You're
Yeah,
very,
because
very formable in these hours.
yeah, your brain is in what's called brain waves, which is kind of like this imaginary. That's what kids are in all the time.
Yeah,
And
in the
in this
subconscious.
moment, our brain is like it's like a sponge.
Yeah.
So if we feed in this first hours of the day, if we feed it with like fair news, comparison, but like just urgency
Stress.
from other people, then that becomes actually a new program, which is like, oh, I wake up and I'm instantly in danger.
So that is the first hack for the reward system. And the second thing is to make a good anticipation of something good happening today. Like I was saying, rewiring my tired, grumpy morning time to saying like, today's going to be an amazing day. I know that something beautiful will happen today. So your brain starts looking for that. And secondly, it is also very well known that goal setting and actually accomplishing small daily goals is really, really good for our dopamine.
Yeah.
Self mastery, proud of ourselves, right? This releases dopamine. And this is why we sometimes get addicted to our to do lists.
Yeah. Which is not
Speaking,
the worst thing to be addicted to.
no,
But of course, if you have a tendency to like, my worth is my productivity, then it can be a bit problematic. But
yeah, I used to be highly addicted, and I feel like I never ever could accomplish. This was the thing. I never got finished with the to-do list. So I didn't
yeah.
get that actual release of dopamine that I was looking for. And also, yet again, taking time in silence, being bored,
Yeah.
looking around you, sitting on a bench, not doing anything, creating a pause. The best thing you can do to
Yeah.
rewire your brain. How do we not know more about this?
Yeah. I wish I had this information when I was in school. And
When it was born.
yeah. Yeah, or that my parents had this information.
Yeah.
But it comes now. So it's like now we use it.
Yeah.
And I just talked to a client this morning. She's taking a big leap and going on this amazing trip and
Mm.
stepping into her new identity, and just talked about this portal that it is on airplanes, because it's like we're sitting for hours and hours. There's no Wi-Fi, there's no distractions. You can't move, you can't distract yourself. I mean, unless you have kids, that's a completely different story.
Yeah.
But I remember before traveling with my son that it was just like this portal where you can really go so into like this, wow, you can create and manifest. And
Yeah.
I remember always writing down on the plane like what I want to experience, connecting to the land, da 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 da. And it was just like such a great place. And I know other people experience this place of stillness as they get so much anxiety and fear on planes. And it's just like they want to cry and all the emotions come up. And it's the same, because if we're never still, there's so much that needs to be come up. So
Yeah.
it can feel scary, but it actually is very, very healing. But if I could choose, I would not have this experience on planes. I mean, being outside in nature
Yeah.
and being like just having time to do nothing, that's really, really underrated.
Very underrated. And we've gotten really good at it lately, I feel like. Both of us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a place where, it's up to my imagination on like how I experience life
Yeah.
here.
For all of us.
Yeah, for all of us. Sometimes we place ourselves in places that are more juicy and, like you really get, and that's such a beautiful thing. It really helps the whole process.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't necessarily place ourselves in those places. And then it's like, okay, time to use your imagination to create.
Yeah. Exactly. So take some time for stillness and even like when you have a meal. I very often want to watch something, want to look at something. But like, can you just have a meal and just look out in the air and just let yourself process for a bit? This helps
Yeah.
your
And
dopamine system.
yes, and I also just want to say, like, tied to the default mode network and all of this, like, the most successful people I know, they don't have these dips. They are so in their beliefs of things being successful that
All
it
the time.
just manifests. Like, they have built an identity of this. They hold so much power because they have trained themselves to just hold, and that's what makes them able to hold.
Yeah.
And you can see it in like maybe successful business people. They have gone to business school and they really, especially like the masculine part is like I feel like I'm tapping into, but like they just have this inherent belief like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm will. It doesn't mean like they are this in all parts of their lives, but you
Yeah.
can really feel like they just know they're so good at this.
Yeah.
And
It's
I've
an
also,
identity.
it's an identity, right?
Mm.
And
And it becomes self-fulfilling.
yeah, it
It
really
really does.
does.
It
And
really does. It just
that's,
said that.
yeah, but that's why we constantly work with people who are better than us in holding. Basically, that's what they feel like they actually do. They're better at like this. How can you describe it? They're better at that identity. And when you are with people who really have tapped into this, it's like you just feel that and you almost mold into it and you
Yeah, you
become
do.
it because
Yeah,
you see the possibilities. And
exactly.
again, that's why the more you're able to hold, the more people will invest in you and the more, so it's just so cool. I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like it's the
incredible.
biggest like this is what you really invest in people. It's like
Energy.
their ability to, yeah, it's their energy. It's how
Mm.
they believe in themselves and that you just want that same feeling.
Yeah.
And I know like the past years, that's what we have gotten good at.
Yeah. That's what made a change in our business, in our lives.
Yeah.
And that's actually what pulled me through to get to finally believe in myself, was to know
Mm.
that I can't deliver my value to others if I don't believe in myself.
Oh, that's so powerful. And like, I want to cry at the same time.
Mm. Yeah, so it's taking away from everyone at once. If you don't
Mm.
believe in yourself,
Yes.
you're taking away from every single person that you would come in contact and uplift.
Mm.
So that's always kept me going.
Mm. Yeah. And that's when it becomes a service. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we can go so deep on this, but
Yeah.
okay, to the
Okay.
next.
To the next, to the limbic system, the emotional centers of the brain. I know many people know about the amygdala, responsible for fear, anxiety, emotions, memory storage. And I talk a lot about the amygdala in my course for new moms because our amygdala becomes more activated when we get pregnant because
Mm.
we are protecting a little being.
Mm.
So it's actually physical changes in the brain that lead us to become more anxious, more aware, more careful.
Mm.
Then we have the hippocampus, memory formation and memory retrieval, and like the mental map of our environment. Um, so uh, we know that we can regulate ourselves to feel, less fear, less stress. And we know that there's plenty of hacks. And I think most people are maybe good at this part of our subconscious mind and taking care of it.
Yeah.
And regulating this part will be meditation, walking slowly. What I was saying about a hand on the belly, a hand on the heart in the morning. This is so regulating for the emotional center of the brain.
Mm.
And also a beautiful hack that M on the brain has shared is to, after you've been in high stress workouts, running, high pulse strength training, anything that puts your body into a natural state of stress, tell the body that it's safe, regulate it, and let it come back down.
Mm.
And here, M also so beautifully talks about the fact that we synchronize with our environment.
Yeah.
So if you're around a lot of people with very, very activated emotional center of the brain, constantly in fear, constantly reading the news, scared of everything, you will start thinking like them. It's wild.
We're like, it's so expensive to hang out with the wrong people.
Yeah. And it's not people's want, right? It's not their fault. They don't probably have this information, but just know this and know that you can choose to be around people who expand you, who have a regulated emotional centers, who feel regulated in their nervous system, and you will literally pick up on that. That's why you should join our membership.
But really, that's why we created it, because what we
Yeah.
see in our retreats, in the membership, when people come together and they mirror each other and see what's possible and lift each other up and hold each other accountable for their growth, zoom.
Yeah.
How many businesses, how many businesses, how many partnerships that have blossomed or, finally gone apart, or friendship. I mean, it's just like, it's incredible what happens when you just step into, yeah, that energy.
Yeah. Very,
And
very
it's really
powerful.
like, yeah, it's really nice because for me, so much of my life, I've been so alone in all of this and just like so confused, so freaking confused and alone. And kind of like feel like I'm walking in circles and like, okay, I know something, but I don't know how, and I don't see anybody else doing it, and
Yeah. I
I
must be
feel like a
weird.
weirdo. Yeah.
Luckily, we always had each other, but we just needed a whole community of people
Yes.
and more
To
to
be
come.
weird together. Yeah.
So we have the cardiac nervous system. This is very, very interesting. This is the secret of the ancient yogis for thousands and thousands of years, that our heart has its own nervous system and it communicates with our brain via the vagus nerve.
What does that
So
mean?
it means that we have a very, very central nerve in our body, which is the vagus nerve. And when you do any kind of humming, grounding, meditating, toning the vagus nerve, like you do a lot in yoga, when you're dancing, when you're grounding, when you're walking barefoot, you send a different signal between your heart and your mind. Let's say you make the signal coherent and clear. And this is what Joe Dispenza is talking about also.
This is his
Heart and brain
main thing.
coherence. The healthier the vagus nerve, the stronger your intuition.
So what does it mean, like coherence? This coherence, brain-heart coherence.
I can explain how it feels to me.
Yeah.
When I'm not in coherence, it feels like my heart wants and knows something, which is where I feel like I have my wisdom, my intuition, my guidance. And my brain is like, ah, no, it's not possible. It's going all over the place. It's super scared. I'm getting anxious and I feel like my pulse is racing. So there's no coherence, no regulation, no flow and communication between the two. They're in completely different places, like two people having different conversations. And a very good example is often when we meditate. We feel like, wow, my mind is getting stiller. It's slowing down. It's not so critical. It's not so scared. I feel like, wow, that dream can be true. My body feels regulated. My pulse
Or it's
is
like, I
regulated.
am the dream. I am
Yeah.
already.
And you feel like, well, to me, it feels like the body is in flow. The mind is in flow, also with the universe.
Yeah.
You remember the power in you. You remember that there's guidance available to you. So that's how it feels to me when the heart and brain is in coherence.
Yes. And this is what Joe Dispenza's whole practice is centered around.
Yes.
Like we need heart-brain coherence in order to let go of our personality and identity and step into the new.
Yeah, exactly. And we also have a nervous system in our gut. This is also getting more and more known that we have a gut-brain axis. We have communication between the gut and the brain. Maybe before we thought it was only from the brain to the gut, but now we know it's also from the gut to the brain. Meaning that the health of our gut is important for mental clarity, for example.
Yeah.
What we eat impacts our brain.
Yes. And this is actually a huge part of the course as well. Like I share, because usually when we want to feel good in our bodies, our first go-to is like fixing the food, fixing the exercise. And well, I'm not going to dive so deep into it here, but it's like this knowledge or this feeling of not only intuitive eating, but eating with the intention, not of punishment, but
Yeah.
like, I want to eat for being my highest self. I'm going to eat for loving myself. You know, when you shift the way you put energy behind what you put into your body, wow.
Mm. You can eat
And
anything. That's
and
why you can
that's
see some people, you're like, why do they have such a, like, it seems like they can eat anything and they don't really gain weight, they don't get any problems. Of course, that's to a certain degree, not too extreme, but it would usually mean that they have a different belief about what they're fueling themselves with. They're
yeah.
not thinking about it being unhealthy or stressing about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to restrict so much food when I gained weight and like I felt horrible. And one, it only made me hold more onto the weight, but
Yeah.
also like I was so stressed and focused on the food.
Mm.
And I took so many allergy tests, so many this, so many that, and like lots of it was actually useful information. So I'm
Mm.
not saying that these things, like if you have a real problem, it is really good to get help, you know, also of the symptoms.
Of course.
But when we just, yeah, shift the energy and like start to realize, like, wow, what I put into my mouth and what goes down to my gut, it actually affects my intuition.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just makes it easier to nourish yourself.
Mm. And also knowing that our happiness hormones like serotonin, it's produced in the gut.
Yeah.
So we want to feed our gut with things that feed and create lots of serotonin because it's sent straight up to the brain saying, let's be happy.
Yeah.
So I hope that all of these different parts of the subconscious mind make you feel like I want to regulate and rest more. So let's talk about sorry, that's my dog. Reticular activating system.
This I didn't learn about before I started to work with mind change when I was pregnant, I believe.
Yeah, I think the same. Yeah.
And she has a book, Heather McKean, about the same topic, like changing your subconscious, basically.
Mm,
And it's just so wild that, you know, your brain, I think it's something like 7 million bits of information come in per second, and you can only process, what is it, like 50 bits? I
yeah.
don't remember the exact numbers, but it's kind of extreme.
Yeah.
So, one way to experience with this filter, because it's like we don't see reality as it is, we see it how our reticular activating system filters it through our brain.
Yeah, it filters through those 5 bits.
Yeah,
50, sorry. Out of
50. Yeah,
millions.
I don't remember yeah. And what I, this is the thing that have for the first time made me actually enjoy being in Norway, because I used to have the filter of not like it's not, I know, no resistance.
Just know.
And now I really like every day look for something new. Oh, like what is it that I'm not taking in? How can, wow, what can I experience today? And I just really start to get so excited.
Mm,
And it's like, it doesn't feel like the same place. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just so new. Everything is
mm.
so new because it's I constantly just experience new things. And I mean, how many years have we like been in this area a long time, but now it's like having so many friends in the neighborhood and
Mhm.
finding new areas and having new favorite beach right down here and just realizing how incredible it is to live 1 minute away from the water. Not even
Yeah.
that, it's like 20 meters.
Downstairs.
And so this is where I feel like the spiritual texts talk about a shift in perception is a
Yeah.
miracle. But actually, if you want to get technical about it, it's like you can instruct your brain to see something new and you will
Mm.
get something new in.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever, I feel like whatever hits you the most, if you want to see it in the very spiritual way, if you want to go science on it,
Mm.
you can really instruct yourself to see new things. And that also goes for the people around us, because if we always feel like, oh, this person is always going to be like this, da, 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 and you will
Mm.
always see exactly that from this person.
Yeah. So we also filter people through our RAS.
It's a very cool thing.
It's amazing. All of
Mm.
this is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And we are very, very nerdy about it. But it's
Mm.
changed my life so much knowing these things.
Mm.
And as you can see, like summarizing what helps the different parts of the subconscious mind, it is grounding, it is silence, it is humming, it is moving gently, it is making yourself feel safe, creating space, meditation. It's
And
not
then,
really hard stuff. You
no.
just need to
And
prioritize it.
and then it's about knowing that these programs, like, okay, if you're wondering, what are my programs?
Mm.
I always say, like, look at your life, look at
Yeah.
your bank account, look at your relationships, look at your health, look at your friends. All of this is our result, 95% of our programming, right?
Mm.
And so I'm not saying that we all have lots of positive programming or else we wouldn't function.
Yeah.
But if there are things where you feel like, why am I always so in lack in this area? Or why am I the one who never has this? Or and you feel so much shame around it, and we can make it mean stuff. It actually means that I'm not a worthy person.
Mm.
Where you really create new negative stories based on the programs we have.
Yeah.
But actually, it's like, okay, maybe it's invitation to see if there's a part of my identity that I'm willing to let go of
Mm.
and that I can experience something new.
Mm.
And
This,
for, yeah,
no, go ahead.
no, no.
This is for me when life got very spiritual because I felt like there needs to be an even bigger explanation for why exactly I am experiencing exactly this and with exactly these people in my life through these lessons. So I just want to add like the component of our souls are also here to learn certain things through choosing certain people that give us certain programming that we now can change, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And that is really also what the course dives so deeply into.
So
Because if
take
we
that as
start,
a gift.
if we approach it again with hate,
Yeah,
it becomes really hard.
it becomes really hard.
Mm.
Wow. I think we have covered a lot today.
Yes. So we have some questions from Instagram
Okay, epic. Let's do
that we
them.
can take now and the end.
Yeah.
So the first question is the best thing you have received after changing your lifestyle.
Oh, wow. Oh my God, everything. Just like having a day to day where I'm like, pinch me, is this my life? I'm so happy. Like I have so much love. I'm lucky girl. I'm abundant. My friends are amazing. My family loves me. I love them. My work is fulfilling. We've created little humans. It's just, it's truly those moments. For example, as I was realizing, like, I don't have to stress in the morning, I'm like, wow, I created that for myself from being
Yeah.
in a point of pain where I hated mornings. They were so stressful. as a young child, throughout my teens, throughout, I always had to get up so early out in the cold. I
Mm.
freaking hated that.
Mm.
And now I'm like, oh, I can actually lay here if I want. Some days I have clients or meetings.
That's why you're never at work. No, just kidding.
No, I mean, this isn't so late in the morning, but it could be like 5 minutes. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, this is the
Mm.
luxury of the life that I've created
Mm.
from this new identity and new programming.
Yeah.
What about you?
Wow. I feel like there's so many things. I feel like everything has changed. Like
Yeah,
everything has changed.
because you have changed everything.
Yes.
I
But
agree.
I feel like I had a friend over on Sunday, Molly, and
Oh, yeah.
we all like, some friends are just soul mates and you always
Yeah.
just have these, you just, it goes deep. But it was just, this, how fun is life when you can just constantly create. And
Mm.
if there are periods that are, yes, life will still be hard. And there will still be moments that are like, why am I like, where you can bury yourself in fear. But then you zoom out and you realize, wow, I have this opportunity, I have that opportunity. I know I can go here, I can go there. There's just so much magic to be experienced. And you know that to be true because you have done it so many times before.
Yeah.
And that, I guess, what I want to say, that self-trust and confidence
Mm.
in life is very valuable. And actually, this last year for me has been so difficult in that area. Like, I've had so many things happen that shook my confidence in life.
Mm.
But then again, you know what's on the other side? Okay, it's a deepening of that confidence
Yeah.
and that trust. So I feel like the best thing that I've received is maybe it's like my view on life
Mm.
and and being able to constantly return to this state of okay, they're
Optimism.
like yes,
Yeah.
and that's been a long journey.
Yeah. I
Mm.
actually think we have also a lot of really, really good programming from both our parents when it comes to thinking about possibilities, opportunities.
Yeah.
We have two very, very parents who see always the good in things,
Mm.
which is
They're
really
very
cool
inspiring.
to
Yeah.
have in store. Like sometimes I
Mm.
find myself so negative and they're like, "What? Look at it in this way, in this way." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay."
Mm.
So they've expanded us a lot and installed a lot of good stuff when it comes to
Yes.
being yes people
Mm.
and grabbing opportunities and seeing like crises, change and
Mm. And pushing us out of the comfort zone.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like it's very nice because they don't like hold us back on a leash. Maybe they used to do, and maybe that's maybe we who have more trust in ourselves.
Mm.
But I see many parents holding their kids like, "Eh, don't
Yeah,
go
no,
anywhere."
they never did that.
No.
They were like, "Fly."
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you do when you have this urge to start something new, but it feels scary to jump?
Mm. Um, we go for it. No, we if it's this returning desire that just no matter what you do, no matter where you twist, where you turn, it's just there, keeping
Mm.
on inspiring you, then you just know that this thing is for you. It's guiding you. And then it's all about going through these fears and blocks and seeing all the programming that's coming up that tries to hold you back. Like, what do you
Mm.
believe it's not possible about this thing? Maybe it's like, let's say it's a creative project, and beliefs could be like, I don't have time, it's not worth it, nobody's gonna like it. It's very quick to see the programming
Yeah.
that holds you back.
Mm.
And then you can use everything we've shared in this podcast to regulate and rewire and
Mm.
become the person who freaking does that thing and just loves it.
Yeah.
And be inspired
Ha
by other people who do the same.
yeah. Okay, so the next one is how to trust yourself when your head feels like this, and then it's a tornado.
Yeah. Do you want to answer that one?
Yes. Um, I feel like whenever I feel like my head is a tornado, I first try to get out of that state. And that's basically all of the things we've shared in this podcast. But sometimes it's so hard to just stop into a meditation.
Yeah.
Maybe you need physical movement first. So for me, going for a walk, I feel like I've solved 99% of my problems going for a walk and then
Yeah.
coming home and forgetting the problem.
Yeah.
But really, physical activity, going for a walk, um, and then hitting the meditation, getting a good night's sleep, turning off screens, daring to shut out the outside world for a bit. I think when I was here in August, like I had so much turbulence inside me, and that's what I did. I just said, okay, you know what, the world can wait. I'm going to turn it off for a bit, and I just went within, and it really helped me also step into the out of the identity of chaos and into like I can allow myself space without being constantly bombarded with outside distractions to create something new. Um, so
That's
yeah.
great. I usually go for a walk and also record my thoughts, like a brain dump. And I find it really, really good if your head is a tornado to get it out of your head, either down on paper by hand, write it on your computer, or hit record on a voice note and just record everything. And you will also see that you will start to express feelings and emotions that are unexpressed when you're talking.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're like, that thing happened and made me feel so hurt. And then you start to cry. And it's such a good release. It's like a therapy session.
That's really good. I've never tried that actually.
I highly recommend. You don't even have to record if you're alone in the woods. Just talk to yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
I do this so much, and you always get to the core. You really, really do. Because there's no filters. It's you and you.
Yeah. And lastly, I would honestly say like get help.
Yeah, of
I
course.
that is what has helped me the most in my life. And that's also why we offer help and create courses. And we just try every single possible way because we know the value of it and how it can impact your life. And you don't have to do it alone. We're not
No.
meant to do it alone.
This is why we have group mentoring every month in our membership. Where if your head is a tornado, you show up there and you share what's inside the tornado. You share the bits and pieces, and we sort through them together. You receive so much support, you receive practical tips, and I believe that you receive an energetic form of healing by being heard, being seen in a safe space. And it's really beautiful what happens.
Yeah. Okay, last question. When you don't know what you want or don't know what you should do.
What to do then?
Yeah.
When you don't know what you want and you don't know what you should do,
Yeah.
meaning like you stand in front of a choice and you don't know what to choose.
I'm not really sure of the context.
Okay, I'm picturing that there's a decision that needs to be made and it feels a bit confusing. What's the intuition saying? Then it's a combination of everything we just said, really. It's getting out of that tornado mind, the stimulus, the inputs. It's definitely not asking other people for their advice when you have no clarity yourself. Create some sacred space for yourself. Take a break, take a rest or a workout or go for a walk, and really allow all of this mental clutter to process. Really the tornado again. Let it process, let the feelings out. Then you can land in some sort of stillness and meditation and ask yourself, show me what I need to know about this. And ask again and again. And you will receive clarity, hints, guidance, a feeling of knowing. And then start taking action on that truth. And it will strengthen and strengthen and strengthen.
Yeah. That was the last question for today.
Perfect.
So I think with that, we will end this episode. It
Yes.
became a long one,
Yeah.
but I hope you enjoyed.
Mm.
And yeah, I feel like when you learn to see life this way, you will just always see possibilities in everything.
Yeah.
And that's really so abundant and rich, and it's connects you to nature who always grows and dies and grows and dies.
It's alive.
Mm.
So, an epic reminder to end the episode is that you are not the fears and that old programming. You're just identifying yourself as that right now. But you are something much bigger connected with God, the divine, the universe, at the same time as we have the knowledge to change these beliefs. And the combination of those two is just so powerful.
Yeah.
So today we recommend you to journal out a limiting belief that you're ready to release. It's also the full moon yesterday. It's a perfect time for release and letting go. And then practice a new identity statement that you want to say in the morning.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this before the 8th, the doors are about to close on the course Love Your Body. Like if you want to have guidance step by step, holding your hand through exactly what we've been talking about, I don't think we will ever have this at such a good price.
No, we won't. I can promise that.
Like
It's
this
such a
is,
steal.
yes, it really is. So if you feel that desire, I just go for it. I just go for it. You will be different on the other side. There's so much goodness, juiciness in there, and just stepping into that vibration, like just going in, you feel it. So
It's
if
what
the
we've
doors,
talked about today, but put into your day-to-day life. Okay,
yeah,
how am I going to take this next step, this new decision, this thing? And it's extremely relatable, I would say, for everyone.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
and more than that, it's like it's my lived experience that I healed ho- severe hormonal imbalances, water retention, hormonal acne, constant period pain, like years and years and years of struggling and hating my body,
yeah.
into actually not like stop focusing on all the symptoms and actually doing what we said, like going in and changing this identity and healing the wounds that were there that were trying to speak through my body. And as with everything, when your mind start to see what is possible, it will believe it. So that's why I know like this is so incredibly powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to motivate you to jump right now. So know this. If you wait and wait and wait for the right move, you are telling yourself that you are stuck and you will stay stuck until you freaking make the move. And a trait in every successful person is that they don't have the answers, but they just take the action. And if they fail, but they learn as they go. So know that the more you hesitate and push forward and doubt and wait and see, you're just reinforcing doubt in your brain. You're basically programming in, I'm just a doubtful person. I don't know. You're limiting your intuition and you're delaying your next level of growth in your life.
Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. And not just that, but making a decision is a dopamine hack. It rewires our brain for success. So use that for your highest, best growth today. And let everything in this episode sink in. Make the actual changes. Do the actual practices. Join the freaking course. And we're going to have so much fun together.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Thank you so much for listening, and it was a pleasure to record, and we're just so grateful for all of you who dare to take these jumps and
Mm.
marinate in this information.
Together with us, we're on this
Mm.
journey, and it's
Yeah.
so fun. Yeah, thank you for motivating us back and inspiring us. Really.
Yes.
Have a great day. You find all the links below.
Bye.